This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAIA Hall of Famer Mike Van joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weight. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Tuesday, Jason Walker Show. We are back inside the Off the Wall Mancave and ready to get at it on a show that you can watch on Facebook, X, YouTube, Rumble, Truth Social. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, iHeart Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple, Google, we're everywhere. JasonWalkerShow.com, JasonWalkerMedia.com, and lots of fun stuff. Today we're going to talk to Jefferson High standout MacKenzie Layng about her decision to go run track at the University of Providence, and what was she feeling the night she hit 10 threes in a game on senior night during basketball. That is on the way. You can get a hold of us anytime, Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. You also can get a hold of us on the X at JWalkerSports, at Jason Walker Show, and at Radio Divide. So there you go. The Walk Up brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. 3 distinct divisions so you can create the log home of your dreams in your budget. Milled, handcrafted in timber frame. Get a hold of Montana Custom Log Homes. Follow them on social media as well. And online, yourcustomlog.com. So yesterday, well, before we get into that, the men's basketball championship drew about 14 million people last night. UConn beat Purdue for a 6th title in 6 games, 6 attempts. And it was about 4 million less than what the women's basketball championship Sunday afternoon on ABC drew. 18.3 million watched South Carolina beat Iowa, and it peaked at like 24 million. Those are unheard of numbers in sports. Outside, take away the Super Bowl. But the women's basketball championship outdrew basically every single, well, it's the highest rated game on ESPN networks ever, men or women. It outdrew most all the bowl games, I think, this last year, and a ton of the football, NFL. So kudos to women's basketball, which is, I mean, you know me, I love women's hoops and women's athletics. So that's just awesome. South Carolina beating Iowa and Caitlin Clark, and they did a good job defensively on her after the first quarter. I didn't watch a second of the men's game. I watched almost the women's game in its entirety. Yeah. And I did win our bracket, our family pool that we've been doing for the last few years. My little one entered it for the first time this year. She got to pick team names based off of colors and states. And so she's been to like Texas, so she picked some Texas schools. Her brother was in Kansas with the Army up until a couple years ago, so she picked Kansas to win it all. I picked Houston to win it all. And I needed UConn to win in the Final Four on Saturday to secure the victory. And I came from behind, and it's the first bracket I've won in a long time. But I beat my oldest daughter's boyfriend and also my wife, my son, and all 3 of my kids. So it was fun. I won. Nothing but pride. and bragging rights for a year. I think next year we'll do the women's bracket too. And by the way, our vice president, Kamala Harris, are you kidding me? Did you see the message or the interview she did last week where she mentioned that women's basketball didn't even have brackets till 2 years ago? What? The NAIA was doing brackets 40 years ago. The NCAA women were doing brackets 40 years ago. I don't know what the heck she's on, but man, know what you're talking about. Now, you can say that about the administration. They have problems with that all the time, but I digress a touch. Yeah, that was just, I saw that and it was like, what? Did you make it through the eclipse okay? I hope you did. Yeah. Oh, here, okay, so this is Vice President Kamala Harris a couple of days ago. This was April 5th. She was doing an interview with some TV station. Check this out.
Do you know, okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? Think about that. And talk about progress, better late than never, but progress. And what that has done, because of course when, I had a bracket, it's not broken completely, but I won't talk about my bracket. But you know what? Just how we love March Madness, and even just now allowing the women to have brackets, and what that does to encourage people to talk more about the women's teams, to watch them. Now they're being covered, and this is the reality. People used to say, "Oh, women's sports, who's interested?" Well, if you can't see it, you won't be. But when you see it, you realize, oh, do you know? Okay.
Yeah. So that was our illustrious vice president, April 5th. Speaking of the women's basketball tournament, the Final Four on Friday night, everybody up in arms. Was it a foul by UConn or not? It was. It was totally an illegal screen. And a good buddy of mine is Mark Adams, who does ESPN analysts. He was the coach at Rocky. He's coaching baseball now in the spring out in Miami of Ohio, but he's a fantastic dude. And he's been on the show a bunch. His wife's in the Providence Hall of Fame. That took forever for that to happen, but she got inducted this last year, Judy Van Atta. So this is how he broke it down. You can't set a screen that wide and not be set, okay? You move into a defender and then extend your left elbow, which the girl from UConn did. By today's rules, it was the right call 100%. And then there was the people saying, well, you can't make a call like that in the final seconds of a game. Let the players decide. So here's his answer to that. The players did decide that game with an illegal screen. And look, I respect Gino Auriemma, what he's built with UConn over the last 30 years. I'm still a Tennessee guy by, going back. I love Pat Summitt in those days. Gino in the press conference said something to the effect of, well, I guess we just got to teach our players to set better screens. You think? It was an illegal screen. And if you watch the highlights, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot do that. And Mark added, too, he said the first option is to blame the referee and spew venom at a person who cannot publicly defend themselves. We, as analysts, have a responsibility to teach the game and the rules. On air, do your job, know the rules. And it's true. It was absolutely a foul. And I love the ESPN had like the Peyton Manning or the Manning cast with the three girls from Kentucky or from UConn that played for Gino over the years, just losing their minds Oh, that was a wrong, terrible call. You can't call it there, blah, blah, blah. A foul is a foul. It doesn't matter when it occurs. What if Paige Beckers had gotten the shot off and made it and win? Well, then Iowa got screwed by the ref not making the call. The players made the call. The players decided that game by setting an illegal screen. End of story. That's how it happened. Let's see here. Do I have anything else from that? I did like Paige Becker's post-game basically saying, look, the game doesn't come down to that one play. And she took all the blame. I mean, she's a great basketball player, and she was kind of lost in the shuffle. And we mentioned it with Katie Garson-Forba, the former Capital coach, a couple weeks ago. You know, the attention on Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Cameron Brink and stuff. But Paige Beckers, great player. Great player. And who's to say she would have got the shot off anyway because the defender was right in her face. So there's that. Okay. So this came up yesterday. And we really haven't dove into this. We haven't we haven't talked about this a lot. It's all over the news. The NAIA essentially banned transgender athletes from competing in sports. The NAIA said its decision was rooted in, quote, fair and safe competition for all student athletes, adding that, quote, Title IX ensures there are separate and equal opportunities for female athletes. The organization said that only athletes whose biological sex is female may participate in NAIA-sponsored female sports. That goes into effect this fall, August 1st. Put a whole lot of pressure now on the NCAA. This vote was like 22-0 from the NAIA. Riley Gaines, who is a huge proponent of women only in sports, basically tweeted out, what do we call it? She X'd out, take note, NCAA. And she is the host of the Gaines for Girls podcast. Remember, she got screwed out of NCAA title by Leah Thomas, who is a dude swimming. Banned by the Olympic Committee, by the way. So the NCAA has said it over the last few years, would follow the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, and each sport would follow the national governing body for each sport. And if there was no national governing body, then each sport would abide by the international policy. NCAA updated its transgender policy January 19, 2022. Its new implementation goes back in August 1st as well. Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts wrote, quote, a win for common sense, your move, NCAA. Former Kentucky swimmer Caitlin Wheeler added, quote, what a win. This is what real leadership looks like. Virginia's Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears added, quote, common sense prevails today. It's more than time for the NCAA to do the same. So there you go. 20-0 vote in Kansas City. Jim Carr's the president of the NAIA, and he said, quote, we know there are a lot of different opinions out there. For us, we believed our first responsibility was to create fairness and competition in the NAIA. We also think it aligns with the reasons Title IX was created. You're allowed to have separate but equal opportunities for women to compete, end quote. And like I said, we haven't really talked a lot about this on this show, but this is a great move by the NAIA. I'm a girl dad. I've got 2 daughters. I want them to have the same opportunities that women before them have. And Vice President Harris was right in one aspect of what she said the other day is progress. I mean, we still have a long way to go in women's hoops and women's athletics in general. And just in women, around women, period. Title IX is not just about sports, but this is a sports show. So this is a great move. And you may disagree with me. That's fine. And if you want to weigh in on this show, I'll have you on tomorrow. Come on, let me know. Email Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. Get a hold of me on the X at JWalkerSports. You can text me 406-209-1267. I'll have you on the show if you want to disagree about this and have a very adult conversation about this. Women belong in women's sports. If we're going to start allowing guys to participate in women's sports, then why would we continue to have Title IX? And it would set women's athletics back forever. Women belong in women's sports. And somebody posted the other day, there's only like 22 transgender athletes in women's athletics right now. It's 22 too many. That's 22 places on a roster for a female athlete. And it's just my opinion. Take the politics out of it. Now, the NAIA did say, adding that if you started your hormone therapy, I think, then you can practice and participate in team activities, but you cannot play in games or participate in events. All athletes may participate in NAIA-sponsored male sports, but only athletes whose biological sex assigned at birth is female have not begun hormone therapy will be allowed to participate in women's sports. So if you've begun hormone therapy, you cannot participate in women's sports. So a student who has begun hormone therapy may participate in activities such as workouts, practices, and team activities, but not in intercollegiate competition. Cheer and dance, open to all student athletes. But the NAIA policy notes that every other sport, quote, includes some combination of strength, speed, and stamina, providing competitive advantages for male student athletes, end quote. It's true. The policy will not bar transgender, non-binary athletes from competing in the division of their choice in the regular season. This was this last season's policy. In the postseason, and with some exceptions for those who have had hormone therapy, athletes had to compete in the division of their birth sex. You can call it gender dysphoria. You can call it a mental illness, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. It's not fair for men, biological men, to compete in women's sports. Caitlyn Jenner, who was a hell of an athlete, Olympic champ as a man, Bruce Jenner, underwent everything, had the transition, and supports women only in women's athletics. Now, with the rare exception, male athletes are stronger, faster, and it's just, it is the way, that is what it is. A question I've always had is, if men and women are equal, why don't more women try to play men's sports? Because they know they can't, with exceptions. But just because you failed as a male athlete doesn't give you the right to go say you're a woman and participate in female sports. It doesn't. And this has been a hot topic for a few years. It's going to get even hotter with the NAIA making this decision. But the NAIA making a step in the right direction here. Hours after the NAIA made its announcement yesterday, the NCAA released a statement saying basically that college sports, the premier stage for women's sports in America, the NCAA will continue to promote Title IX, make unprecedented investments in women's sports, and ensure fair competition for all student athletes in all NCAA championships. Well, you didn't do that with Leah Thomas. So Title IX just celebrated its 50th anniversary a few years ago. Let's don't screw this up, folks. Let's keep moving in the right direction. Men and men's sports, women and women's sports. Do we have to make a new classification? Maybe. So, and again, you can come on this show and disagree anytime. Let me know what you think at JWalkerSports, Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com, 406-209-1267. You're more than welcome to come on. But it's a step in the right direction. Congratulations to Jim Carr and the NAIA and the presidents that voted on this 20-0. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back to the Off the Wall Mancave, and we'll check in with a tremendous female student athlete from Jefferson High. Her name is MacKenzie Layng, and she joins us next. The Walk-Up, brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. And veteran-owned, family-owned, woman-owned, and operated. Check them out, yourcustomlog.com. Coming right back with MacKenzie Layng, Off the Wall Studios, Man Cave on the Jason Walker Show.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana. While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, they have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with the Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. Winters in Montana can be cold and snowy, so let Auto Concepts set up your vehicle with a remote starter system. A remote starter will get your car or truck warmed up on those cold Montana mornings before work or taking the kids to school. Auto Concepts is also the go-to place for everything to enhance your ride, from bumper guards to bed rugs and tonneau covers too. Let Auto Concepts make your commute or drive comfortable. Auto Concepts in Helena, the auto enhancement professionals.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little, or a lot, your choice. Have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Hanging out in the Off the Wall Man Cave. Little Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know, if you listen to these lyrics of the song, it's 25 years old. This is like a pre-warning for today. What's going on in the world right now. Go listen to it, Californication. You can hear it on Continental Divide Radio. Yes. On the Odyssey app. We're on TuneIn app. We're on Alexa. Play Continental Divide Radio. You can download us at the Apple App Store. Continental Divide Radio. It's everywhere. It's great. And coming up tomorrow on Jaywalk in the Mornings, and then again here on tomorrow's Jason Walker Show, Dan McGowan is going to stop by Off the Wall Studios and Off the Wall Mancave and talk about the DAV golf tournament coming up this year. Lots of great new changes. And registration starts Thursday morning at 8 a.m., mtdav.org, if you want to play. It's 2 courses this year, Green Meadow Country Club and Bill Roberts Golf Course. You'll play one day at one course, switch for the next day. It's kind of like playing down in California. What tournament is that? Where they play different courses, like Torrey Pines. They play different courses. I think there's a couple of those tournaments they do that. But there you go. Earlier this morning, before she went off to school, had a chance to catch up with a fantastic young lady from a great family. And she becomes the 3rd member of this family to join us after mom and dad. Her name is MacKenzie Layng. And she joins us now, Jason Walker Show, to talk about her decision to go up to the University of Providence to run track, what's her favorite music, and who's the best athlete in the family. And can she really break down football film? Here's MacKenzie Layng. All right, she is the 3rd member of the Layng family to join the crew, and I was just giving her a hard time because she answers the phone just like her dad. Hello? Like, MacKenzie, you got to have more excitement. You already have more excitement after that than your dad has ever shown, I think.
Well, that's a good start.
How's life?
It's been pretty good. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, but I'm loving it.
Yes. You have, what, a month and a half of school left?
Yeah, about so.
Do you know the exact amount of dates? Come on. You know how many days you have left of school.
I know we graduate on May 26th. I don't really have a countdown. That's more of my dad's thing. Like, if you ask him, he knows exactly how many days are left, and I have no idea.
Well, for him, though, that's just how many more days have I got to deal with these kids in this weight room.
Exactly. Very true.
You've had quite a run at Jefferson High there. Volleyball, basketball, track. What stands out the most to you in your career in a Panther uniform?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I don't know. There's so many little things that, like, moments that I'll, like, remember for the rest of my life, whether it be a bus ride or just track conditioning practice where we're all falling apart, but we're all having a ton of fun at the same time. So I think it's honestly just, like, the bond I've created with my teammates that I'll never forget.
Yeah, and those are friendships that are going to last for the rest of your life, MacKenzie.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned bus trips. What's the favorite bus trip you ever took?
Well, sometimes our bus rides get a little interesting. Like, we might have our trip to Laurel for track last weekend. It might supposed to take 3 hours, but with, like, bus problems and this and that, we'll have to stop, and we're all stuck on the bus till we can get the doors open, and then we'll start again. So it's just the extra times where we're all like, oh, God, this is going to be terrible, and stuff like that.
No, did you win any state championships? I forget already.
No, I have not.
You guys came close. You guys came close in volleyball. You came close in basketball.
Yes, my sophomore year.
Yes. What was basketball like with Coach McMaster as opposed to your mom coaching?
My mom coaching was definitely an end of an era, but there was a lot of ups and downs. But the moments I'll like never forget for basketball is when my mom was coaching on the sideline. I kind of honestly want to move past my senior year of basketball and focus on the upcoming stuff because I have a lot more to look forward to.
You do, MacKenzie. As MacKenzie Layng joins us, you're headed off to run track for Tony Arnson up at the University of Providence. Why Coach Arnson? How did he sell you on UP?
Well, it was actually Coach Crest that reached out to me first for the javelin. And when I met with him, it was just, I don't know, there was this feeling in the room that this coach and with Coach Arnson, they really care about you as a person as well as a student athlete. So I knew from the moment I walked into that coaching office, I was like, I can really succeed here. Like, I have someone that believes in me, someone that wants me to succeed not only on the track field, but in the classroom and like my academics as well.
What is your GPA?
It's like 3.98 or something.
Some A- in there somewhere?
Yeah, it's probably math.
I mentioned earlier, MacKenzie, you're a standout in 3 different sports. Were you recruited for all 3 or just track and field?
I was just recruited for track, and then I did reach out to the basketball coach at Providence for a little bit, and then I don't know if I'm going to take that opportunity to try it there. Mm-hmm. I haven't really decided, but I'm for sure going to focus on track. That's 100%. Because,
I mean, you had such a great run, like I mentioned, in 3 different sports. What's your favorite sport?
The younger MacKenzie would probably say basketball, but track's really grown on me the last couple of years. Like, my sophomore year, I honestly didn't know if I was going to do it again, but I started throwing the jab, and I kind of fell in love with the sport. So right now, I would say it's track. You have to have footwork in volleyball and basketball, super important, but the footwork in javelin is very critical. Take me through how you approach it. It's very technical, that's for sure. Coach Padmos, he tries to make, because there's always so many things going on in my brain. Like, I'm thinking about one thing and another thing and another thing. But Coach Padmos really has me focus on one thing at a time, whether it's my block or my hips or a quick arm. So I don't try to think as a big picture. That's a really big focus for me senior year, is just take it one step at a time. Focus on one thing this meet, and then we'll focus on another thing practice. And then next meet we'll focus on one thing, and then we'll just take it from there.
Do you learn better by watching or doing?
I learn better by like watching. Like, he'll take videos of me and I'll watch that, and I have to see what's happening, and then if I feel myself doing something wrong, then I can take it from there. But I'm definitely a visual learner.
You spend a lot of time watching film with your folks, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
How much football film did you watch in your last 18 years?
Oh, man, a lot. I would count, because my dad watches a lot of college and NFL games, so I would honestly count that as film watching, too, because sometimes he'll pause the TV and be like, MacKenzie, go to see the paper. And I'm like, what are you doing? Can we just watch the game?
Okay.
But definitely a lot.
Are you going to do anything besides Jav up at Providence?
I'll probably do some running events, that's for sure. I want to do the 200, but I'll definitely ask my coaches there at Providence what they want me to do and what they suggest I should be doing, and then I'll take it from there.
Gotcha. MacKenzie Layng, our guest here, the Jefferson High senior. She's going to graduate next month and move on to Great Falls. Was it important to get somewhat away from home yet stay close to home?
Yeah, that was really important. My start of my senior year, I was like, okay, I can go away from home. Like, I can go out of state. And then once I got into the swing of things, I was like, no, I cannot do that. I need to be close to home, but yet have my distance so I can be independent and stuff like that.
And you're the oldest of the three, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a big step. I mean, you're the first to leave the house. What have your sisters been saying to you?
Well, they want to get me out of my room as of right now. They have plans up the wazoo of what they want to do with it, but my dad is 100% against that. Every time they start talking to me about it, I'm like, go talk to Dad, and then he shuts it down right away.
Well, come on, Clint, you gotta let him move on.
I don't, it's going to be for sure a struggle for him.
Oh, I know.
He already told me that every single day he's going to call and text me, and if I don't answer, he's going to come right up there.
Of course he will.
I was like, okay, Dad.
MacKenzie, what does your room look like? Do you have your trophies, your medals, things hanging around, or is it just kind of a girl's room?
I wouldn't say it's a girl's room. Like, I have like my all-state and all-conference selections up on the wall, and then like my senior board is where everybody's written on it, and then a bunch of motivational like quotes and stuff, but that's about it. There's no trophies or medals. That's in a box.
What's your favorite inspirational quote that you have up in your room?
I got it from my grandpa. It says, it's not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were the day before.
Ooh, I like that. That is really, you can use that not just in sports, MacKenzie, but in life.
Yeah, exactly.
That is perfect. MacKenzie Layng, our guest here. Okay, are you a Swiftie? Are we a big Taylor Swift fan? What are we listening to?
We're not a Swiftie because the whole Super Bowl thing and Taylor Swift and Kelsey drove me insane. But that's just the football coach's daughter in me. But I don't know. I honestly don't listen to a ton of music where I have a favorite artist or a favorite song or a favorite genre.
Okay, so you kind of listen to everything.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you listen to before a basketball game or a track meet, though?
I don't listen to anything before those games. I'm sitting down and I'm going through, like, I'm mostly visualizing. As Coach Padmos would be very proud of me that I'm doing this. I'm kind of like visualizing what I'm going to be doing out on the court, on the field, and I'm just thinking about in certain situations and how I would need to react.
That is, he definitely would be proud of you for that's 100% true. What was life for you like growing up in Boulder?
It was a ton of fun. There's not a ton to do in Boulder, so I mostly just worked on whether it would be volleyball, basketball, or track. So my parents would be able to take me to the gym a lot, and my grandpa would come over and give me certain things to work on in the backyard. But it was definitely, I won't change it for the world. I would not want to be growing up any other place.
And you like to hunt and fish.
I like to fish
it's your younger sister.
It's my little sister, yeah. I never really got into that.
Why not?
I don't know. I was just focused on sports when I was little, and that's all I did. So during, like, travel basketball season or volleyball season, that would be the hunting season, and I would just be so busy with that stuff that I didn't really have time or an interest of getting into hunting or fishing or
but you like
stuff like that.
You like to eat whatever your sister brings home.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you've never shot a deer?
No.
Oh, Kinsey. All right. Do we prefer MacKenzie or Kinsey or Mac?
I don't like Mac, but I have a lot of nicknames and I don't really prefer one or the other. My teammates call me Kenzer, and it kind of has stuck with me for the last 4 years, and now random people that I don't really even know are coming up to me and congratulating me by using Kenzer. So that's one that's kind of going to stick with me, I feel like.
Okay. Well, I like Kinsey. I think it's just short, sweet, and simple.
Thank you. Yeah.
Biggest regret from high school. What is it?
Oh, geez. This is hard.
I know. I put you on the spot, MacKenzie.
You really are doing that. It probably would have been not trying to run the 200 right from my freshman year of high school. My mom told me I should be a 400 runner, and I did not like that.
Yeah, it's a long way.
Yeah, but I do run it for the relay and enjoy it, so I guess she was somewhat right.
Who's the better athlete in your family? Is it you?
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to go with that.
Okay, I like that. Because we know Dad's old.
Yep.
Mom can still probably ball pretty good.
Yeah, when she plays defense on me, I need to be careful.
Quick
that ball can get stolen away real fast.
Did you watch the women's championship game?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of Caitlin Clark?
She's a great athlete and a really good basketball player. I love the leadership and the impact she's brought into the game.
Yes. I mean, I love women's athletics, and watching what she's done the last couple of years for the growth of the sport is tremendous. And it's not just her. I mean, there's others, but favorite sport for you to watch on TV?
Probably football.
Okay. Are you a Steelers fan?
Yes.
Oh, MacKenzie. You know, you don't have to copy him.
I know that, but I really like the Steelers, and I really like TJ Watt.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a stud, and so is JJ. They're fantastic. Are they going to ever win a Super Bowl again?
I think they have a chance if they, I don't know, whatever they do, but I do really think there could be an opportunity in the future.
Okay. Quarterback play. You got to break down the Steelers quarterback play, and they got rid of their offensive coordinator last year. So moving into this year, how is their QB play going to be?
I think it's going to be an improvement. That's for sure. I don't know how it's going to look, but it's going to be an improvement.
That is great. I know you probably can break down football as well as any coach in this state, probably.
Yeah, probably just from overhearing my dad talk and analyze the game.
All right. Who do you prefer to watch coach, your dad or your mom?
Oh, geez. Probably my mom.
Is she more calm?
Yeah, and I just can me and her are a lot of alike, so what she's thinking, I'm probably thinking too. So it's easy to relate to what her thought process and her strategy.
I know you said you wanted to move on past the basketball season, but you hit in one game, was it 10 threes?
Yes, senior night.
Take me back to that game. What was, because you were in the zone that night. What was that like?
It was incredible. Just the love and support that I felt coming onto the court from my teammates and the students and my family was insane. It brought me so much confidence, and I didn't, going into that game, I wasn't like, okay, I'm going to break the 3-point record. I just wanted to leave everything I had out on that Jefferson High School court, because I knew that was going to be the last time I was going to touch a basketball or play a game on that court.
Which sport made you throw up more?
Probably track. I'm telling you, those nerves before getting in the blocks are insane.
Coach Padmos would probably be proud, though, if you just blew some chunks before you threw the jab.
Well, he told me I'm going to run a 200 every time I throw the jab, but that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, that is great. What are you going to major in up at Providence?
I'm going to the nursing program.
Okay. Any thoughts of becoming a coach in the future?
I definitely have thought over this year, and I would love to do that. I'm just a little nervous, but I really think I would love coaching little kids.
Oh, for sure. I think you'd be great at it. Before I let you go, a couple final questions for MacKenzie Layng here before you get off to school. But favorite person you got to play against in high school?
It would honestly probably be in practice with Rachel Van Blercom.
Oh.
I have never improved so much without, it's not just her, but that group of seniors with Brenna Wolf and people like that. They kicked my butt in practice, that's for sure, but I would have not improved so much in that year if it wasn't for getting my butt kicked in practice.
Because you were, a sophomore that year?
Yes.
Yeah. Rachel was a pretty darn good player.
Yes, she is.
Some good athletes on those teams. Favorite place to play a sport that's not your home court?
Oh man. That's a good question. I love playing here at Boulder. But my next favorite court would probably have to be probably Three Forks. I just play well in that gym.
Okay. If you do get a chance to join the basketball team at Providence, you'll get to play with Diamond Root from East Helena. And I know you guys scored off this year, so she's a pretty good player too.
Yes.
Do you have any friends from Townsend? Because of the rivalry.
Me and Haven, Vandenacre, we talked on a track, and we get along pretty well, and I would say we're pretty good friends.
Okay.
And I'm excited that I'll be able to be teammates with her next year.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
That was a very safe answer. You can tell you don't like Townsend much.
Yeah, not really.
Hey, MacKenzie, it has been so much fun following your career, both in volleyball, basketball, and in track. And can you guys get a state championship? I mean, the guys are probably going to win 3 in a row, right?
This would be 4.
Oh, this would be 4. You're right. So
yeah.
Can you guys get on the podium too?
Our girls team will definitely do some damage this year.
Okay.
We have a ton of younger kids. We went from having a really small girls track team with like 10 to 15, and now we're in the high 20s. So now our freshman class is extremely talented, and they love being coachable and to work hard. So I definitely see it coming home with a trophy either this year or in the upcoming future.
I like that. Hey, congratulations on signing with UP. You're going to love Coach Kress and Coach Arnson. Great dudes. It's a great school. And best of luck the rest of the track season with graduation. Say hi to the folks, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
MacKenzie Layng joining us off the Wall Studios in Mancave. She is fantastic. And she's going to do great things up at the University of Providence. Coach Kress, the throw coach, got a good one. And hopefully she'll get to play some hoops with Coach Himmelberg as well. Quick break. We'll come back, wrap things up, tell you what's on tap for tomorrow, and on this day in history, the walk-off coming up. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. This is the Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Attention all pet lovers. Joe Mitchell State Farm is teaming up with the Lewis and Clark Humane Society to celebrate National Pet Week. Join us on May 9th for a special adoption event sponsored by Joe Mitchell State Farm. It's the perfect time to find your new furry friend. But that's not all. The Joe Mitchell State Farm team will also be on site to assist you with pet insurance. Ensure your new family member is protected with the right coverage. Don't miss this chance to make a difference in a pet's life and give them a forever home. Join us on May 9th at the Lewis and Clark Humane Society. See you there.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena. For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana.
Attention all pet
For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana. While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, they have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with the Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. Winters in Montana can be cold and snowy, so let Auto Concepts set up your vehicle with a remote starter system. A remote starter will get your car or truck warmed up on those cold Montana mornings before work or taking the kids to school. Auto Concepts is also the go-to place for everything to enhance your ride, from bumper guards to bed rugs and tonneau covers too. Let Auto Concepts make your commute or drive comfortable. Auto Concepts in Helena, the auto enhancement professionals.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little or a lot, your choice, have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Final segment, Off the Wall Mancave on a Tuesday. Tell you what's coming up tomorrow here in a few minutes on this day in history on the way as well. Oh. Continental Divide Radio, your home for the music of your memories. Over 70 years worth of music we play, and always adding new stuff pretty much every day, which is awesome. Check your weather forecast there. We do a little bit of everything. It's just super cool. And you can listen to it literally anywhere. Let's see here. MSU Northern's getting a transfer from a D2 program in New Hampshire. Tech is getting belts, Reese Paulson. Miles Community College, Ethan Venema. Let's see here. Chikari Miles at MSU entering the transfer portal. Malik Moore, transfer from Pepperdine for the Grizz. Let's see here. Montana women are getting a transfer. 6'4" Izzy Zingaro from Iowa State. And let's see, is there anything else? How about, we've had Nathan Neal on the show a couple times. He's the state champ in cross country. He's going to win state in the 2 mile this year. Just won a national championship in the 2 mile a few weeks ago, or last month down or over in New York. Just over the weekend, he was out in California at the Arcadia Invitational, finished second in the 32 in 8 minutes, 35 seconds, or 35.32 seconds. It's the 10th fastest time ever. So he broke his previous record by almost 15 seconds. He also owns the school record. And it's like the 10th fastest time ever in the 2 mile for his age group. Nash Coley from Bozeman, or from Gallatin, and fellow Raptor junior Claire Rutherford also competed. And let's see, Coley finished second in the 300 hurdles, 37.89. Sixth in the 110 meter hurdles, 14.71. Broke his own personal and school record by about a little over half a second. He's a defending Class AA champ in the boys 300. He is 26th nationally in the event this year. Rutherford was 5th in the women's 3200 in 10:52.34. First time she's ever gotten under 11 minutes, and broke her own personal record and school record by over 21 seconds. She's a 2-time AA cross-country champ and 2-time Gatorade Runner of the Year, or Player of the Year as well, and was second in the 3200 at state last year. And that's the fastest time in Montana this year. So great things being done by long-distance runners here in the state. It's fantastic. Let's do On This Day in History. This segment brought to you by Bowser's Lucky Dog Casino, by the way. Drink and gamble responsibly. Today is April the 9th. It is National Unicorn Day, Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day, Library Workers Day, Cherish an Antique Day, and National Name Yourself Day. If you were going to rename yourself, what would it be? I've never thought of that. Let's see, 1972, 36 Masters. Jack Nicklaus goes wire to wire, win the 4th of his 6th Masters titles. 1989, Nick Faldo wins the first of his 3 green jackets. 2006, Phil Mickelson won his 2nd. 2013, 32nd Women's Basketball Championship. UConn beats Louisville by 33 to win an 8th national title. 2017, Sergio Garcia. It's my wife's grandma favorite golfer. His first major in 74 attempts. Curly Lambeau, born on this date in 1898. Willie Stargell died on this date in 2001. Just looking at his autographed baseball I got here, right next to the one from Hank Aaron. They're both on the same ball. That ball's got to be worth something. Hugh Hefner, born on this date in 1926. Dennis Quaid turned 70 today. The supermodel Paulina Porskova, born on this date in 1965. And it was on this date in 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee and 26,765 troops surrendered Appomattox Courthouse to U.S. Lieutenant General Ulysses S. Grant, ending the Civil War in North Virginia. that is what happened on this day in history. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. If you missed the beginning of the show, we talked to MacKenzie Layng today. Thanks for her for joining us, the Jefferson High standout. And we also talked about the NAIA's decision, a 20-0 vote, putting the pressure on the NCAA now, essentially banning transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. And it's the right decision. And kudos to Jim Carr, the president of the NAIA, and also the NAIA board of directors, making it happen. And if you want to disagree, you can, at Jaywalker Sports on the Twitter. Email Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. You can get a hold of me too, 406-209-1267. But men should not be in women's sports. We'll do it again tomorrow. Dan McGowan's going to join us. He is the spokesperson, organizer of the DAV Golf Tournament. Registration coming up on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. He'll talk to us about that. If you missed anything, jasonwalkershow.com. And if you missed or want to listen to great music of your memories, Continental Divide Radio, jasonwalkermedia.com. We'll do it again tomorrow from the Off the Wall Mancave. Have a terrific Tuesday. See you on the Jason Walker Morning Show. Jaywalk in the mornings. Continental Divide Radio at 6. Have a great Tuesday.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.